Ma'am, we appreciate you taking our time and joining us here on CNN News 18. We continue to see a lot of anger and protests on the ground. Anger not just against the Rajapaksas, but against Ranil Wickremesinghe as well. I first want to understand the way, you've got Gotabaya Rajapaksa who's escaped and fled Sri Lanka. What do you feel has happened with the top leadership? And most importantly, what do you feel today about countries that are giving a safe haven or refuge to Gotabaya Rajapaksa today?
Well, actually, we were given to understand that the president left the country today in an Air Force a plane to the Maldives. And apparently, obviously, he has been going under a bit of harassment as well while he was there. So I think that there is an issue if he has to stay or be in Maldives, because obviously we saw some protesters when he was getting into the country, and there's some protest over there. So I doubt that he's going to be able to be there. He's going to have to move on from there. So far I mean, this is just a speculation that he will be going to Dubai, but we don't know. But then there are certain, different countries. Apparently, he's obviously trying to get back to the US as well. That's what we were told. So we really don't know exactly what the situation is right now. But the speaker has made an announcement to say that he has been in touch with the speaker, and he is going to be handing over his resignation this evening. So we are just waiting to have a look at that at the moment. And also, yes, there's a huge protest, and also the mobs, the public has taken over the PM's office in Flower Road.
Right. And the update that we were just getting is that in that meeting that was called by the speaker, the resignation of Ranil Wickremesinghe is also now being asked for. And this brings me to the larger question that the anger today is not just against Gotabaya Rajapaksa, but against Ranil Wickremesinghe as well. Considering the fact that he's been appointed as this interim or acting president, is he somebody who could be in the future possibly accepted by the parliament or the people?
Well, the thing is that actually the president himself appointed Ranil Wickremesinghe as the prime minister, because at that moment there was no one to take over the situation in the government because the economical situation was such. And he thought that it was the best person to handle this was Ranil Wickremesinghe, because obviously with his international connections and stuff like that. So because of that, he was, given the premiership and to handle the situation. But the public was not very happy about it, because what the public and the people of the country thinks is that Mr. Wickremesinghe, Ranil Wickremesinghe, is actually, covering up or trying to protect the Rajapaksas. Okay. They have this thing that they say that Ranil is trying to protect the Rajapaksas. So because of that they will not let Ranil Wickremesinghe carry on. That is their, mindset at the moment. So that is the reason for all these big, huge.
So the reason that you're saying is that the reason there's so much anger against Ranil Wickremesinghe, because there seems to be an understanding among people that he's close to the Rajapaksa, so he would be dangerous for the leadership as well. So if Gotabaya Rajapaksa is not okay, Ranil Wickremesinghe is not okay, who is that face which will be accepted as the next leader for Sri Lanka?
Right. At the moment, right now, it's according to the constitution, we can only appoint someone from the 225 who's representing in parliament, the members of parliament. So we have to choose someone from those that 225. And also we need to go for a vote.
Yeah.
And the parliament majority has to accept this person, whoever it is that we have to choose as the next president. Even though Ranil Wickremesinghe will be the acting president, or, at the present moment, we have to go for a vote within the parliament. True. Within 30 days of the, seat being vacated. So that is the constitution. Now, according to that, we are planning on convening parliament on the 15th.
Okay.
And then there's nominations going to be handed over by the 18th. And 20th, there's going to be a vote in parliament as to who we shall choose as the next president of Sri Lanka. And there are a few actually nominated at the moment. They are planning on nominating a few,
okay,
which is the opposition leader. And then there's the there's another party leader, Andrew Kumara Dissanayake, from another party. And also from the SLPP, there's another name going to be, nominated. So it depends actually voting. They have to get the majority of the 225. Which is over, that's 113 plus. They have to get votes, whoever is going to be, elected as the next president. So right now, with the problem in the country is there is no law and order.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We are in doubt that whether any of the law enforcements, like even the Army, Navy, Air Force, whether they are willing to listen to any of the leaders at present.
Well, that is a huge concern. But taking on from what you were saying, that the parliament will have to convene and then the majority will have to be sought as well. But what about the protesters? As I said, the protesters don't seem to be in a mood of moving away. What will it take for the protesters to move back? What is that stability that they're looking for today?
Yeah, what the protesters want, what they're saying is they need someone to lead the country who's not corrupt, who has not been in the system and been corrupt all these years in Sri Lankan politics. So that has to be chosen. Again, we have to come back to the constitution from the 225. So who and how are we going to choose someone? If the protesters are saying that they don't want Ranil, if the protesters, some of them are saying they don't want Sajid, then if the protesters are saying, someone we need to solve this whole issue, because obviously there's no the current situation is the country is a standstill in every way. There's no fuel, there's no gas. At the moment there's gas, but we have to be very thankful to our brother, like a breed brother. India has always looked and had conversations and helped us, and that is with their credit line we are still getting fuel at the moment, which is running the hospitals, and the essential services, because otherwise that would have been a disaster if that didn't happen. So we are very thankful for that happening, and we hope that it will continue. Their help will continue until we get this settled. But yes, I mean, whoever takes over definitely has to solve these issues. That's what the public wants, and they don't want any more corruption. Apparently, what they're against is any Rajapaksa, anyone. Any Rajapaksa coming into power again in this country.
Right. Ma'am, we really appreciate you taking out the time and joining us here on CNN News 18. This, of course, is a story that we'll keep tracking very, very closely. We have